Zach, 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 my mom, Zach, 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 my mom, Zach, 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 my mom, Zach, Zach, Zach.
You just
What's up, Zach?
making songs with my name now?
You can make a song about out of anything, pretty much.
You're gonna make me like a old school recorded mixtape?
Chopped and screwed, H Town, baby.
Well, that's not what I meant. I meant like how you used to make a CD with MP3s with like your favorite baby making songs.
Nothing beats having a cassette player and then you hearing the song and you running over there to hit record real quick.
Yeah, I never did that.
Kids, oh, I'm sorry. Me from the hood couldn't afford a Walkman.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, if you want to call yourself poor, that's fine. I just meant that
Oh,
like
well.
I never made a mixtape for anybody. That's weird.
I made it for me. For me.
I did have a girlfriend make me a
These hoes ain't
mixtape
loyal
one
for a
time.
mixtape.
Dude, I had a girl make me a mixtape one time. I only
You know
listened
what
to
they
it
say
once.
about that?
You what?
Was she pegging? Was she pegging you?
No, it was in like fucking ninth grade.
Again, was she pegging you?
I forget. You went to like a different side of the school district. When I went to
Yeah.
eighth grade, like we were excited about seeing a bra strap every once in a while. Y'all were tag teaming bitches over there.
Say, man, nothing like there's another 13-year-old pregnant.
Well, I mean, thank God that never happened to me.
Thank God that never happened to me. Sweet Lord Jeebus.
Oh,
Anyways, you play Lotto?
I mean, does the bear
You
shit
buy
in the
some
woods?
Lotto tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, a Missouri man recently won $2.4 million on a lottery ticket. Out of frustration, he bought the ticket.
Oh yeah, I read about that story.
And like, I read the headline. I'm like, out of frustration. Okay, this has got to be good. Pretty much, he was just mad that his wife stopped him from getting home sooner to watch football. And so, out of frustration, I bought a lotto ticket. I'm going mad into every Valero, 7-Eleven, Exxon station that I go into. Oh, I'm just going to be pissed off and buy a lotto ticket. Because if it worked for this man to win $2.4 million, I'm going to be hulking out in these motherfuckers.
Well, so let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you think that they like take your blood pressure before you buy a scratch off?
I don't know, but why is it part of the headline?
I mean, because they have to write a story. I don't know. It's stupid.
Like, I walked in and caught my wife getting drilled by 7 guys. So I went to the store and bought a lotto ticket and won $165 million. That's a headline that I could be like, okay, well,
No, that just makes you like the biggest pussy in the world.
you going to go fight 7 naked dudes?
I mean, I have an equalizer. I don't need to fight nobody. Pull the trigger 7 times. We're good. I couldn't even imagine that. I know that that's happened to men, like, you know, around the world. I couldn't even imagine what goes through your mind when that shit happens.
Oh, yeah, I'm here for the gangbang.
So, changing gears from Bang Bus, do you think you could participate on any of these reality type game shows? Like, you know, Big Brother, Survivor. I guess there's one called Tough as Nails. I don't know what the hell that is.
Survivor, probably. What's the one where they go across the world, like worldwide? Is that
Oh,
American
that's
Race?
the Amazing
American
Race.
Amazing Race.
Yeah,
American Race. I'm an idiot. Um,
the race across the
I could
world,
probably
but they
do.
only go to Americans.
I could probably do that one. I don't think I could do Big Brother just because I hate people for the most part.
Yeah, Big Brother upsets me because you're just in a house with 15 other people, and I don't know if I could do, because you can't go anywhere to get away from them, right? Like in Survivor, there's always some shit to do, right? Like you got to get firewood or get water or, you know, look for an immunity idol. In Big Brother, you just sit around. You can work out. It's kind of like you're in prison.
I don't watch your trash TV. Is Big Brother a game show?
Yeah,
What's the objective?
to not get voted off.
By just communicating with each other?
Well, so yeah, you have like a social strategy for the game where you have to, talk to people and get people on your side, but there's also challenges, right? Where like you can win, to where you're like in charge and you can determine. So, okay, I guess you've never seen the show. So the whole point is, whoever's the head of household is in charge, and they get to pick two people to go up on the block, and that's who you vote out of the show, right? So, but the catch is, if you're head of household, you don't get to vote. So you put up two people, and then you hope that your alliance that you've made in the house will vote the person off that you want off the show. But if you put up the wrong two people, they'll vote off the person that you want to keep, and then you're screwed. So it's kind of a crazy show. But I mean, you can win the head of household, where that way you're putting people on the block, but you're technically safe. Or you can win the power of veto, which means you can veto one of the nominations, and that makes you safe. Plus, it makes, if you take somebody off the block, it makes them safe too.
You get to win Uncle Vito?
Not Uncle Vito, power of veto.
See, I'd be more interested if Uncle Vito was in there. I don't even know if Uncle Vito's still alive.
He might not be. That dude was a heavy eater. Yeah, I never understood half of what he said. They even put subtitles on that show, and you still couldn't hear what the fuck he was saying. It would just pop up, and it would be like in quote, like parentheses. Vito shouts gibberish. Didn't even know what he was saying.
Oh dang! Uncle Vito died in 2015.
See, I told you he was dead.
R.I.P. Dude. All right. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't understand how Big Brother's still around after 75 years. And I mean, it's practically scripted for the most part based off of what I hear. Anyways, Survivor, whatever Tough as Nails is, the shit that The Rock had for like 5 seconds. Like, are we counting like actual game shows as reality shows, or it has to be like a reality show where they follow you off
Well, so, I mean, I don't know. Would you consider like American Gladiators from back in the day a reality show? Because it's like people like us trying to go on there and beat people packed with steroids.
Absolutely.
Well, see,
like
so
Double Dare?
But I don't think that like The Price is Right counts.
No, because there's no like endurance or.
Well, I think it would have to be a show where you can get eliminated from, like Fear Factor, right? But I'll tell you right now, I couldn't do Fear Factor. There's no way.
I would do my best and probably freak out and have a mental breakdown like partway through there.
I don't know what you're afraid of, but like I am terrified of spiders. Okay. It's a stupid fear. It makes no sense. Most spiders that you see are smaller than your like the point of your pinky finger, but they creep me out and they're gross. And so in Fear Factor, they would be like, "What's your biggest fear?" And you'd be like, "Oh, spiders." They're like, "Oh, cool.
Kitty cats.
We're gonna put you in a bed of nothing but spiders." Oh, fuck it, I'm out. I quit. I'm not doing it. Right? Or as soon as they come out and they're like, "All right, we're gonna get you to eat some weird shit." All right, I'm done. Peace. Like, could you imagine?
I'm afraid of kitty cats and butterflies.
They had one episode where you had to go out there and eat blood clots from cows.
I'd do it.
That's awful.
25 G's, man.
Right, and then on top of that, you're going to win $25,000. That ain't worth it. At
25
least on
G's.
Survivor, the main prize is $1 million.
Right. What about Nickelodeon Guts? Remember that back in the day?
I loved that show when I was a kid.
Get a piece of that aggro crag?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I would love that.
Where are you going with this?
Did you watch Legends of the Hidden Temple?
I did.
I love
that. Was actually a good show.
It was a good show. To me, that combined like guts and kind of like, history and listening, and I don't know. It was kind of like a well-rounded
listening.
Show. Well, like because most like if it's guts, it's like, oh, just show up and go 9 million miles an hour. But when it's Legends of the Hidden Temple, you had to like strategize where you were going, and like you had two partners, right? So like if you went up there and your partner immediately got taken by one of those guards, you had to remember where all those guards were so you could get through the maze. I mean, it was pretty good. I loved that show.
Double Dare
is that I think we should submit an application to one of these shows.
Okay.
You have to record a video for most of them. And I mean, it's clear that I don't know anything about electronics and or apps and or social media. So
just put our YouTube link on there. Boom.
then
Videos for
we're just there.
days.
Hey, look, this is all we got.
Videos for days.
But do you think you could do Survivor?
Probably. I've never watched it.
So, like right now on the show, there is a former Dallas Cowboy linebacker.
Okay.
He said that this is the hardest thing he's ever done.
Well, he's a Cowboy, so he's probably a bitch.
No comment there. But he's done, 2-a-days and mini camp and football games and all that kind of stuff. And he's saying that Survivor is the hardest shit he's ever done.
So this is where I'm going to stick to my bitch term because of the fact that you have everyday Joes that are on there that have done this for how many seasons are they on? 750?
This is season 41.
Enough said. Like you've had 41 seasons of non-professional athletes doing this, and you don't hear anybody complaining about it, right? You have an athlete who's trained his body for years growing up doing this, and this is the hardest thing he's ever done.
No, every person that's been on that show says that it is way harder than they ever thought it would be possible to be.
Is it because you don't get to eat?
Well, I mean, honestly, think about like what you eat during the course of the day. What, like 2,500 to 3,000 calories, right?
Okay.
This series or this season, they're not giving you any food. But previous seasons, they would give you like a bag of rice, and you would basically be eating 100 calories of rice for every meal. So you'd get, 300, 350 calories just in rice. Now, I mean, obviously there's like coconut and all that kind of stuff like on the island, but you got to find all that shit yourself. They don't give it to you. So you're going to be exerting a lot of energy to try to climb a tree and get these coconuts or knock them down or whatever. Some guys go out there and they spearfish, but you don't get the equipment to spearfish until you win a challenge. Right. So like there's kind of some give and take, but that's why you always see the tribes that go out there and are spearfishing. Those tribes always win because they've got calories,
Right.
But I think that's the hardest part is that you're not eating, you're not sleeping, you're covered in bug bites, and you're having to perform physical and mental challenges that are like well beyond what most people have done in their lives. Like there's a chick on there now, her name is Tiffany. I don't know if she's walked more steps like than just to her mailbox in the last 15 years. Right. But now she's on the show and they're not voting her out, which I don't understand. But she's on the show and she's doing challenges where she's, swimming and walking across balance beams and all this kind of stuff. And like, I bet it's real hard for her to not do it with Starbucks in her hand. So I'm shocked at what some of these people are able to do on this show. But I totally think I could do it. The problem is that I'm an old man and I don't know if I could do it with my arthritis. So
I don't know. Again, I've never watched any of those shows, so I can't say yes or no, but I'm always up for a challenge.
I figured we could do it.
Yeah. I would prefer the Amazing Race, or as I said, the American Race, and
the
Amazing
Race. The Amazing Race, though, don't you have like a partner?
Hello, two of us.
But that's what I'm saying. So then that's a game we could actually play together. I'm down.
Absolutely. What's another one that they have? What about Wipeout? Would you do Wipeout?
I prefer to just laugh at the people on Wipeout. That's more fun to me.
I never go out of my way to watch Wipeout, but when it's on and I just scan through it, I'll watch it. I'll get a pretty good laugh out of it and then go on about my business.
Oh yeah, that's always what it's good for. It's good for, all right, let's see how this motherfucker's about to get hurt. So,
man. Well, all y'all listening, be on the lookout. We might be on Survivor.
I'm looking it up right now on how to be on.
Is there any food eating shows that we can go on?
So CBS currently is casting for 5 different shows.
Okay.
So you tell me which one. A, you tell me which one you think we would be best at, and then B, would our wives allow us to do that show?
Okay.
All right. So first one is Survivor.
Okay.
Big Brother. The Amazing Race,
Okay.
Tough as Nails,
Whatever that is.
and Love Island.
Love Island, hands down. Let's go.
So do we file for divorce now or after the show?
Or we use it to our benefit to show how loyal we are.
Yeah, that's not how the show works. I think on the show,
No.
it is mandatory that you're sleeping with someone.
I saw that, I think it's Fox. They have Joe Millionaire. Do you remember that from back in the day when reality shows first started out?
No, I've
It was a
never
guy-
heard of that.
So, do you watch Bachelor?
I watched The Bachelor. I refuse to watch The Bachelorette.
Okay, so apparently it's something like that, but this guy is claimed to being a millionaire, but he's really not, and he exposes it at the end of the show, right?
He exposes
the
it,
chick-
like he pulls his dick out at the end of the show.
And he goes, "Ha, not $1 million dick."
You've been taking
No.
homeless dick, bitch.
And I guess the whole thing is she needs to determine whether or not she loves him for who he is or she wants him for his money.
Oh,
But
so
apparently
it's a
there's
show
another
just
one of
basically
those.
like, hey, do you love him for real, or are you just in love with the idea that he's a millionaire? That's kind
Right.
of fucked up, but okay.
It's all stupid to me anyways. Do you think you could last on a show like that?
On like The Bachelor, Bachelorette.
Or like that? Let's say a female version to where the chick is claiming to be a millionaire and you're a contestant and
I mean-
you get all the way to the end and you find out she's not a millionaire. She's actually a crack whore.
I mean, like currently a crack whore, or she used to be.
No, she still is. She's just getting
Well,
makeup
then no.
on.
Then I think you could say at the end that, hey, I thought you were someone, and then at the end it turned out you were the polar opposite. I think I can say that you're a liar, and I'm done with it.
I'm surprised MTV hasn't made one to where all these guys think it's a chick and then at the end they find out it's a dude.
I mean,
Like MTV would be the ones that do that.
I don't think they're going to do it because I think it makes it to where it throws a negative light on people who have transitioned. They're not going to do that. Right? Because then
Well,
it's
I
like,
mean,
at the end, gotcha. And like, that's not appropriate, I don't think.
Yeah, well, if MTV does it, they get away with that shit. They got away with Catfish for as long as they did.
Well, but Catfished is not them doing it. Catfished is where they find stories of people being catfished. They're not catfishing people.
I thought they were. I never watched it.
Not at all. So, anyway, yeah, I watch a lot of reality TV.
Apparently you do.
Yeah, a lot more than I thought I did. Did you know that Cops is actually considered a reality TV show?
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't it?
I mean, I don't know, I guess. Well, so why are they not doing live PD anymore? Why'd you make that face?
They eliminated all live cop shows after the whole defund the police kind of deal.
Oh, is that what? Okay, so I didn't know that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought something bad happened.
Well, you watch a lot of trash reality TV. I watch a lot of trash sports.
Seems fair.
I say we talk about that.
Trash sports?
Yeah.
I get behind it.
All right, fuck it. Let's do it.
Woo!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. I'm Ed.
I'm Zach.
And here we are again, assholes. First and foremost, y'all know our boys over at SoHo Poker Club. Zach, I know you know them pretty well.
Oh, yeah. been
This
there a few
December
times.
4th, they have a 10,000 guaranteed, no limit hold'em freeze out tournament going on. All right. Now you're asking, Ed, why are you telling us about this? Well, your boys have got something going on Facebook right now. I think we've got it on Instagram as well. If you are in the Houston area, you're a poker player and you want to try to get a free seat. Yes, I said a free seat into this tournament. Go to our Facebook page and check out everything that we have listed on there. We're doing mystery t-shirts right now for $25. every one of you that purchases one of these mystery shirts are automatically entered into the raffle for a free seat at the $10,000 guaranteed no limit hold'em tournament on December 4th.
It's a one-day tournament, $10,000 guaranteed to the prize pool, and it's a freeze-out. It's not like all these other ones where you see it's unlimited rebuys until like the seventh round and all this kind of stuff. $230 get you in, and you got one bullet. That's all you got. And they're going to play from noon on that Saturday, December 4th, till there's a winner. That's it. There's no rebuys. There's no second day. There's no added bullshit. There's none of that. It's $230, get you a seat, and you duke it out with the rest of them. And
Zach,
keep playing until there's a winner.
I know I'm not the smartest guy around, but $25 to get into a tournament is better than spending $230 into a tournament. And on top of that, you get a cool T-shirt from these guys.
I think it's worth the T-shirt alone, right? So you're going to get $25 gets you a raffle ticket, basically, into the random drawing for a free seat into the tournament, and you get a T-shirt. I mean, it's a no-brainer, I think, because
that's no-brainer.
You're going to want the T-shirt anyway, and then if you get a free seat into the tournament, it's just icing on the cake, man.
Go check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Two Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. Find the posting that we put on there about what we just talked about and follow the rules. If you have any questions whatsoever, comment on there. Email us, Two Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports at yahoo.com. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you find this at. If you have questions, please ask us, and we're more than welcome to help you.
Oh, yeah. We got no problem answering questions. Even if you think it's a stupid question, don't even worry about it. I know that some people are going to ask stupid questions that aren't about anything that we're talking about, and that's okay too.
I expect that.
I mean, we know who you guys are. We're the same people.
Going back to it, trash sports, we had a hell of a day Sunday with some good games, some crazy games, and some surprise games.
Yeah, there were a bunch of outcomes that I did not see happening. There were a few that I predicted that did happen.
Yes, you did.
I mean, wow, that was an interesting weekend, my friend.
I think we got to jump into your boys and danger in Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys have lost to the Denver Broncos 30-16, dropping them to a 6-2 record.
I don't think that there's anything to worry about in Dallas.
So, you as a Broncos fan, I'm assuming you watched the game.
Of course.
Did you see anything to where Denver exposed anything of Dallas that other teams have yet to do this season?
I think they just committed to running the football. And they were able to just block this, have a better blocking scheme. And that was the first time that the Broncos completely committed to the running game. I mean, it helped that it was working, but that was the first career 100-yard rushing game for Javonte Williams. He had 111 yards, and I think the Broncos in total rushed for 191 yards. So I wouldn't say that they necessarily exposed the Cowboys because I don't know if there's a lot of teams in the NFL that can run for that many yards. There's a handful of teams, right? But they're mostly I think they're mostly in the AFC, to be totally honest. But just the Broncos just lined up and punched the Cowboys in the mouth, and there wasn't really much the Cowboys could do about it. The game was 30-0 before the Cowboys actually hit pay dirt. And that was in the fourth quarter in like full on garbage time mode, and they scored twice with the same guy, and they got two 2-point conversions. But so 30-16 was the final, but the game wasn't even close. The Cowboys were never in that game. They never had a shot to win the game. They just got completely dominated. I mean, even in time of possession, when you look at time of possession, the Broncos had the ball for 41 minutes of the game. I mean, for those
that's what I was just looking at.
What's it for those scoring at home? There's only 60 minutes in a football game. So to have the ball for 41 minutes, that's a hell of a long time. So
yeah, to see Dallas hold the ball under 20 minutes in a game is crazy. It looked like I didn't watch the game, but looking at the numbers right now, I mean, 5 for 13 on third down is not a pretty look for you. Even though Denver went 8 for 15, which isn't that much better, but apparently it was something. Dallas was also 0 for 4 on fourth down, which is garbage. It just looks like Denver came out here ready to play with nothing to lose because, I mean, with the way they've been playing, they really didn't have much to lose. But this also does elevate them a little bit more in their division.
Yeah, I mean, it puts them at 5-4. So I mean, that's right on the cusp of the lead in the AFC West. I mean, really, the AFC West, every team has 5 wins, so they're
Yep.
right there. The problem is that they've lost to every team in the division, I think. So that doesn't
Yeah.
help. But I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of the Denver Broncos. I, for one, have been a proponent that Teddy Bridgewater doesn't get you anywhere, and they continue to play him despite what I'm telling them. So apparently they know something more than I do. I just don't see it. I don't see
Right.
that Teddy Bridgewater is somebody that you can build around. Now, full disclosure, I don't know if Drew Lock is somebody you can build around. I have no idea. I haven't seen enough from him yet. But I can tell you that I've seen Teddy Bridgewater, and I've seen him as a starter. And we saw him last year as a starter for Carolina, and they didn't want any part of it. They traded for broke dick Sam Darnold, which, I mean, turns out he's not any better. They're going to be benching him for PJ Walker. So my thing is, you want to believe in what your team is doing, but I still don't see Teddy Bridgewater as a franchise quarterback. I think the only person that did is Peyton for the Broncos, and he was the guy who originally drafted him in Minnesota, right? So
Yep.
I think that's really the only reason why Teddy Bridgewater has a starting job in the NFL, is because that guy wants to show that he drafted the right guy. It's something about his ego. I'm not 100% sure. But I don't think that this win for the Broncos takes anything away from the Cowboys. I think, if anything, this is a good thing for the Cowboys to lose a game like this. I think it lets them know they can't overlook an opponent. They're not good enough to be like, okay, we can just show up and win. I think if you look around the league, you've seen that as a trend, right? The Jets are winning games. The Jaguars just won a game this weekend that they shouldn't have won. So
Tennessee beat the Rams
Tennessee
yesterday.
just destroyed the Rams last night. So I feel like this just shows the Cowboys that they're not immune, just like no one else in the NFL is immune. You've got to show up, and your 11 has to kick their other 11's dick in the dirt. And that didn't happen yesterday. So, I mean, good job to the Broncos.
Nope.
You know, hats off to Teddy Bridgewater. He played well. Hats off to the defense. They basically shut the Cowboys out for 3 straight quarters. And, you know, it looked like there was no way the Cowboys could get anything going. So, I mean, just, it was an all-around win for the Broncos and an all-around loss for the Cowboys. I think, though, that the Cowboys will right the ship, and I think they're going to end up winning that division without really any stress to worry about. I mean, right now they're up 3 games on the Eagles and the Giants. The Giants did look good this weekend. They're starting to put it together, but they're not going to put it together enough to win the division. This is the Cowboys' division to lose for sure.
I'll agree with you on that. I mean, you look at somebody like the Eagles. The Eagles are slowly moving, and some people were like, "Oh, well, look at the games they barely lost. They barely lost to the Buccaneers. They barely lost to the Chargers yesterday." There's just something still not quite there, and I don't know if it's Jalen Hurts. I don't know if it's bad coaching. I don't know if it's just poor defense. They have no run game. But you said it. This is for the Cowboys to lose, right? I don't see New York going on this massive stretch. I highly doubt Washington's just going to overnight get everything together after a bye week and become a threat to anybody in this division. And again, Philly's not really going to do much either. And you look at Philly's schedule. Philly still has somewhat of a weak schedule. Broncos, Saints, Giants, Jets, football team, Giants, football team, Cowboys, right? Like, they're probably going to split with the Giants. I'll probably win both of Washington. Apparently, it's a toss-up against the Broncos, depending on which Broncos show up, and then the same thing goes with the Saints, right? So
yeah, I'm with you.
it's nothing that it's going to put them over Dallas by any means. So Dallas fans, you have nothing to worry about. Cowboy haters, calm down, enjoy your one day. It's probably gonna be the last of it because I mean the Cowboys are still a hell of a team.
They are. I mean, I don't like to give a lot of credit to a team unless they've earned it. And yeah, the Cowboys, they looked like shit yesterday, but for the most part, they've been pretty good all season. The only team that was toe to toe with them was the Buccaneers until this point. So
I'll give them Vikings too. The Vikings were pretty close.
But the Vikings played them when Cooper Rush was the quarterback. So
true.
I'm going to take a little bit more for the Cowboys on that one. I feel like.
What about the Patriots game?
Well, so the Patriots game is the one anomaly, right? Because
that was a great game.
That was the one where Dak got hurt in that game, but we don't know if he was hurt on the last play of the game or if he was hurt before that and was trying to grind through it. We don't know, but it was a great game. But the Cowboys ended up pulling it off, and yeah, Mac Jones, whatever, but he was going against Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick gave him everything he could handle, and they came out with the victory. So I'm going to put that as a feather in the cap for the Cowboys. And going forward, I think they're going to get better. I think this win or this loss this week will galvanize the team. I feel like every team that's won the Super Bowl in the last couple of years, they've always had this one game where it was like, man, I never expected that. And then they turn around and they use it as fuel and they dominate. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl because I still don't think that's going to happen. But, I mean, they're going to be in the playoffs, and I think they're going to make some noise in the playoffs. I don't think anybody's going to want to play them, round one of the playoffs for sure.
Oh, I agree.
But, yeah, like you said, going forward, they play the Falcons, which, the Falcons won this week. No, they didn't win, did they? Yeah, they won. They pulled it off.
Yep.
Last-minute field goal. But they were playing
Super Bowl repeat there.
And the Saints were playing with Trevor Siemian as their starting quarterback. So, Falcons might not be any good. I think it'll be a real test for Cowboys Chiefs on November 21st. Something's wrong in Kansas City. We know that. They barely beat the Green Bay Packers by 6 points, and the Green Bay Packers were notably led by Jordan Love. So to have a rookie quarterback, first start, I mean, he's not rookie, but his first start, and he did absolutely nothing, and you only outscored him by 6 points, and the Green Bay Packers defense is not really that good. Like, something is wrong in Kansas City. But I think that's a game for both teams because I think next week, like I said, the Cowboys against the Falcons, that's not really a big deal. Cowboys should handle their business and move on. But the Chiefs are going to have to right the ship. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's wrong with their offense. I don't know what's wrong with their defense. I don't know what's wrong with their special teams. I have no idea what's going on in Kansas City. But if they don't right the ship, they're going to get their asses kicked at home by the Cowboys.
So just looking at Jordan Love's stats right out the bat, 19 for 34, 190, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked 1 time. Like, for a first start and not knowing what to expect out of him, I'm okay with how he performed on it. I wasn't looking for him to throw 3 touchdowns and just have this like stellar fucking performance. He kind of did what was expected.
Well, so I disagree with you because when Aaron Rodgers started pouting in the offseason, most Packer fans and most analysts said, you know what? Kick Aaron Rodgers to the curb. You got Jordan Love. Jordan Love was drafted in the first round for a reason. He's a good quarterback. He can be the face of the franchise. And then on top of that, I disagree with you when you say that he did what was expected. That can't be what's expected of a guy who you're thinking you're going to oust a Hall of Fame quarterback to let this guy have the reins. The touchdown was at the end of the game, when the game was almost out of reach, right? It was 13-0 when they scored the touchdown. And the only reason why they scored a touchdown is because the wide receiver made a hell of an athletic play and, got lucky, scored a touchdown. But this idea that that's who Jordan Love has to be, there's no way that that's going to be who's expected. He's not that good.
I don't think this is going to be the Jordan Love we see from here on out. But also at the same time, we don't know how many times he took first-team reps. this entire season, or let alone ever since he got onto the team. How many times has he been taking first-time reps? We don't know. So for him to come in with short notice saying, hey, Aaron Rodgers is going to be out due to COVID, your first team now. Now he's testing it out. It's one thing to sit back and watch for 2 years and see how Aaron Rodgers is doing it. It's another thing to actually step forward and actually start doing it, right?
I mean,
and he can't try to do his best to mirror Aaron Rodgers. He has to make his own to stand alone to be what everybody thinks he's going to be. Now, if he would have came out here and threw 3 picks and under 100 yards passing, and then I'd been like, dude, this guy was a complete bust. But nothing is showing me that he is a waste of their draft pick, a waste of time, anything like that.
I don't know. It scares me a little bit because we've seen what Kansas City's defense is. They're not world beaters. It's not like he went and played, Baltimore or, New England or any of these good defenses where you're like, okay,
True.
He looked like shit because he played Bill Belichick. Like, that's not the case here. They played Kansas City. Kansas City has given up a shit ton of pass yards, and I don't know, man. I don't want to say he's a bust because it's too early. I'm with you on that, and it's possible that he didn't get enough prep time. He wasn't ready. Whatever. I mean, it's his first start, so I'm going to give him some slack. But the idea that this team is 7-2 now, right? This being one of their losses, 7-2, and with Aaron Rodgers, they look like a Super Bowl contender, and with Jordan Love, they could score 7 points. That's a problem. Wow. This team was like one more draft pick away from Jordan Love being the starter for the entire year.
I think we need more test runs with it. We can't just base the future of Green Bay just off this one game.
I'm with you, but I mean, there was a stat that I read. Aaron Rodgers, when he doesn't play with Green Bay averages like 12.6 points a game.
Okay.
So the 0-16 Detroit Lions averaged 14.3 points a game. And the 0-16 Cleveland Browns averaged 13.8 points a game. So that means that the Green Bay Packers, without Aaron Rodgers, are the worst team in the history of the NFL.
That's a very odd stat, but okay, I'm with you.
I mean, I thought it was weird too, but I liked it. So I just don't understand where this push was for Jordan Love. Like, Jordan Love's not ready. For sure.
Okay, but you can say the same thing about any of the quarterbacks that came in this year. The big hype for Trevor Lawrence, and people were just like, "Oh, Trevor Lawrence is the next Tom Brady," and this and that, and he hasn't done anything to
that's
make
not the same
stand
situation
out.
Because you point to the Hall of Fame quarterback that's on Jacksonville's roster. There's not
Brunell.
Mark Brunell is not on the roster for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, you meant now?
Correct, and he's not a Hall of Fame quarterback, but.
Yet.
What my point is that there's no one else in Jacksonville to start, right? Same thing in Chicago. And so perfect example. Green Bay, there was a legitimate argument to let Aaron Rodgers walk so Jordan Love could start. But the same thing happened in Chicago. They drafted Justin Fields, and they were going to start they started the Red Rifle over Justin Fields. Right? So you're telling me that you're more accepting of Jordan Love starting for the Green Bay Packers over Aaron Rodgers than you are of Justin Fields not starting over.
Well, no.
Andy
The question was never if I'm accepting Jordan Love over Aaron Rodgers.
No. I'm saying is nationwide, that was the argument.
Well, because of the attitude that Aaron Rodgers brought during the offseason, like, it's easier for a fan to just say, you know what, fuck it, leave. I'm ready for the next episode. Like,
and that's why
I don't want to
fans are not GMs of any franchise in the history of the fucking world.
Well, this is true, but we also look at some GMs and they're complete morons too. But I
mean, yeah, that's true. Detroit, Houston.
Well, Houston's ownership is one thing.
Well,
the GM still has fucking baby guts on him. He just fell out the womb.
Well, the owner, I mean, I guess as long as you don't bother him playing video games, you can get to keep your job. So, I mean, if that's the requirement, why are we not in the front office for the Texans?
So with what you're saying, let me ask you this: which is worse to see? Jordan Love coming out and throwing 190 yards and 1 touchdown, 1 interception, or Patrick Mahomes throwing 166 yards and 1 touchdown against Green Bay?
Oh, no. I'm fully with you that something is wrong in Kansas City. I don't know.
Something's wrong with Patrick Mahomes, and this is my diagnosis because I am a doctor, like Dr. J is a doctor.
Okay, I'm with you.
His brother and his wife are batshit fucking crazy, and somebody needs to take their phones away from them. They're like children, and they're embarrassing him, and they are bringing Patrick Mahomes down. Put them in a shoebox somewhere, tuck them under the bed. Don't let them come out until the NFL season's over with.
So
Because
you're saying
ever
that
since
his brother and his wife are making him make bad decisions with the football?
everything, have you seen what they do on TikTok or any other social media? Like they embarrass him. They poured, what was it? One of their first losses against Baltimore. They were pouring drinks on fans at the stadium.
I didn't know that.
Bro, and like his
Wow.
brother was cussing people out, trying to fight them, this and that. Like,
Who's his brother?
bro,
Is he
I
anybody?
don't know. Something Mahomes. He's riding the coattails of his brother. And that's another thing, too, right? Like his wife, everybody was like, oh, high school sweethearts. It's so adorable, this and that. You never heard this tramp's name until he got that fat ass contract. And now she's like, look at me, bitches. Murr. Like,
Right. And I mean,
what?
Yeah, your family sucks sometimes. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I don't think that he is interrupting his preparation. I don't think that I mean it could be a distraction. I don't know. I've never prepared for an NFL game, so I don't know. But
I tried
could
to last
imagine,
week, but they wouldn't let me through the gate.
but I would imagine that he's not getting distracted while he's in the film room. I'm imagining that like when he's getting the play in the huddle, he's not getting the play and then thinking, oh, I hope my wife doesn't show her tits to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's worried about that on the field.
You don't think one of the boys in the locker room are like while they're getting taped up or pregame ready, or hey man, I saw what your wife was doing on TikTok the other day. What's up with that? Egg planted.
I mean,
Boom.
I guess.
Hey man, what's up with your brother talking all this smack on Twitter? What's up with your brother disrespecting the Washington Red or the football team's legend, whoever? Like,
I don't
that
know,
shit
man.
weighs on him.
I hope that's not the case, because if that is the case, they are going to mess up his career when he has like a possibility of being the greatest of all time. So I don't know, man. If that was the case, he needs to get rid of him.
Bye.
Exactly. I'm with you.
Bye. Anyways, moving on to more depressing and disappointing games. You mentioned earlier the Buffalo Bills lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars in what I can only believe to be part of the Matrix or something, because that couldn't have really happened.
This has to be the worst game of the year, don't you think?
Hands down.
I mean, like even statistically, it's bad.
Like, was it raining that game?
No, not at all.
I mean, I know it was in Florida. Was it a big hurricane coming through?
Nope. It's November.
I am baffled. Like, I kept seeing the little bar at the bottom coming up, and I was like, nah, Buffalo's coming back on that one.
I kept thinking the same thing. I kept thinking the same thing. And then finally in the third quarter, he started throwing the ball to Stephon Diggs. And I was like, okay, they're good. They're going to figure it out. They'll end up winning by 40. Wait, they lost? What? What happened there?
Buffalo had 12 penalties for 118 yards.
I mean, this game, because I mean, Jacksonville had 8 for 54 yards. They both had a fumble lost. Buffalo had 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions thrown, sorry. Time of possession was dead even.
in a
30.5 to
Jacksonville
29.5.
way, Jackson was 2 for 13 on third downs.
Yeah.
2 for 13 on third downs, and you won the game?
Yeah.
Well, surely they had more first downs. Nope, 17 to 16.
I mean,
well, surely they had more yards than them, right? No,
Nope.
no, 301 to 218.
no. But yards per play, do you see how putrid that is? 4.6.
That is disgusting.
4.6 to 3.8. That has to be the lowest in the league.
I want to know when the last time a game was won with nothing but field goals. Because that's what this was.
I mean, there was a national championship that was like that.
But it was against good teams with defenses.
Well, true.
And
But-
this shit that people want to brag about, Josh Allen is the first player to intercept somebody with the same name as him and then sack him.
Well,
This
no,
is
so he
something
had
where-
it was the first time that someone sacked someone of the same name. So Josh Allen was sacked by Josh Allen. Then also it was the first time that Josh Allen intercepted Josh Allen. And then it was the first time that Josh Allen recovered a fumble by Josh Allen. I mean, it's kind of cool, but who gives a shit? The game was 9-6. It was a terrible game.
Did they exchange jerseys at the end?
They should have.
Like, if they didn't exchange jerseys, I don't want to hear about any of that.
I'm with you.
Because if there's a defensive guy with the same name as me and I'm the quarterback, you and I were switching jerseys, especially if you just rocked my world for four quarters.
100%. But I kind of have a feeling that Josh Allen was probably pretty pissed. The quarterback, Josh Allen, was probably pretty pissed, and he probably didn't want to do that after the game. I mean, usually you have these guys where they're all brothers. After the game is over, you know, they all want each other to succeed, and they're happy and all that kind of stuff. But man, you know what? I'm saying that, and every once in a while, you see some shit like you saw this Sunday, where Mac Jones intentionally tried to hurt Brian Burns. I don't know how you feel about this. I posted the video on our Twitter and tagged it with some choice tags. Basically, Mac Jones threw an interception, got pissed off, and the guy who hit him, Brian Burns, no, maybe it was a fumble. Brian Burns hit him in the back. He fumbled the football, and as the play was continuing, Mac Jones just reaches down, grabs Brian Burns by the foot, and twists his ankle hard enough to where he had to fall down, and they had to bring the trainer out on the field because Brian Burns was hurt. And then on top of that, when Mac Jones gets up, he's like throwing his hands out, like, "What do you want me to do?" I'm like, that is Bush League. That is bullshit. And Mac Jones better be fined for that kind of garbage. I understand that he plays for the Patriots and they're notorious for cheating, but I don't think that Bill Belichick is telling his quarterback, "Hey, you get a chance, break somebody's ankle." I don't think that's how that operates over there.
Did he get a flag for it?
No, there was no flag. Nobody saw it other than the camera, apparently. He better get fined for it. I'll tell you that.
Oh, Hassan Reddick called him out on it. He
Yeah,
probably
I don't
won't.
think they saw it real time, but they probably heard it from Burns. He probably told him, "That motherfucker grabbed my leg." You know, I mean, I'm sure he did. But I'm telling you right now, once all this tape circulates and everything, Mac Jones is a marked man. He's going to get lit up next week.
Oh, no doubt. I don't have a problem with him grabbing the ankle, but towards the end, you see he throws that back right shoulder over to get that twist.
Right.
Yeah, that's a problem. Do I think he intentionally was trying to hurt this guy? No, he was trying to do a tackle. Quarterbacks are not known for tackling. He's doing anything he can to stop this guy from making a play. Just so happens, old boy got his ankle hurt. Should he have just stood there and held him? Probably. But at the end of the day, I don't think it was a foul intent move on his part.
No, I think it's dirty as
like he was
fuck.
trying to hurt the guy.
No, I think I don't know. He
So
wasn't
let me ask
trying.
you this: if Brian Burns wouldn't have got hurt, would you be talking about this?
Yeah, 100%. Because
Would you-
he intentionally tried to tweak the dude's ankle.
So what about every horse collar tackle, every helmet to helmet, every
Horse collar
dirty
tackles,
play that we see on?
No, those are different. Horse collar tackles, helmet to helmet collisions, those are different. Those happen at game speed, and they're unfortunate, but that's how they happen. Okay. Same thing with face masks. Like, because if you're going to ask me about that, it's like, well, what about when they tackle them with a face mask? Well, it's the same thing. You're not going after somebody thinking, hey, I'm going to grab him here because I know it's going to hurt him. Mac Jones in this spot, he grabbed him and he twisted to try to hurt him.
He wasn't trying to hurt him. He was stopping the play. He did not have enough time to get up and try to tackle him or stop him. So he did the quickest thing he could do to try to help the play.
All he had to do was grab his foot and make him fall down. How many times have
I agree with you on that. Right. I agree.
He went the extra mile not necessary. And torqued his body to try to twist that dude's foot.
I don't think he was trying to hurt him, though. I think he was trying to do what he could to try to stop him and get him on the ground.
I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of defensive players that try to poke people in the eyes, that try to break fingers, all that kind of stuff.
Ndamukong Suh, right?
Well, and that's what, like, do you think that his intent is to just, like, let that guy know who's boss? Or you think his intent is, you know what, I'm going to slow him down and I'm going to make him think twice about coming after me?
I think 95-pound Mac Jones was trying to just stop a play. He wasn't trying – man, fuck Brian Burns. I'm going to break this motherfucker's ankles. I've been working on that little ankle break.
Hey, man, I don't know.
Kurt Angle lock.
Shit. I don't know. But my point is that it's dirty. And a lot of that is going on, and it needs to quit. These guys need to realize, hey, I understand that I want to win a game, but the health of the players needs to be first and foremost. And apparently there's a lot of that shit going on. AJ Brown commented after the Titans game. He's okay with, chirping and talking shit and all that kind of stuff during a game, but it's the dirty shit that happens, after the whistle and in piles and all that kind of stuff where nobody's really seeing it. He basically called out Jalen Ramsey and said, look, I'm a man. You have my number. If you got a problem, we can meet up. So pull up, motherfucker. And I don't know what happened. I didn't watch all the games, so I don't know. But I know Jalen Ramsey likes to chirp a lot. And I didn't think he was a dirty player, but it sounds like A.J. Brown is calling him out as being a slightly dirty player.
Well, I think Jalen's always had that. I also think Jalen's mouth gets him in a lot of trouble. He's just like every other star safety cornerback. He's going to talk a big fucking game. Look at Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman talked all kinds of shit just to get it in your mind. And maybe that's what Jalen did this game. Like you said, I didn't watch much of the game. I turned it on and I saw both of them in each other's faces, and I guess it was already past the replay mark, and I didn't look farther into it. But I don't know. I think if AJ's saying what he's saying is true, and if Jalen wants to step up, Jalen's about to get rocked because AJ is going to fuck him up.
I mean,
sir,
if I had to put money on it, they're going to get in the ring. I'm putting money on AJ Brown, but I don't know. He said, I don't mind the chirping, but little things after the play, little dirty stuff, I'm not going for it. I'm a man first. I'm here to play football. I'm not trying to fight nobody, but I'm not talking shit though, or I'm not taking shit though. So apparently he is mad, but I don't know. I'm trying to find like some highlights of what happened, because he didn't explain what he meant by dirty stuff. But I mean, I'm sure it's just the normal stuff that we've seen before, where guy gets tackled and so they go after his finger, or you try to punch at him, or you try to poke him in the eye, stuff like that. But I didn't see anything happen. I don't think Jalen Ramsey was flagged for anything, so I don't know.
Yeah, I totally missed all of what you just said. You just went full Max Headroom on me.
Yeah, I was talking and then I stopped and I realized it hasn't moved in about 15 seconds. I guess he's frozen.
Hi, welcome to Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. I'm Ed.
I'm Zach. Welcome back. So anyway, I basically was just saying I didn't see what happened. I don't know if Jalen Ramsey actually did anything to AJ Brown that was bad. I'm sure it was just the normal shit that we're used to, going after fingers and going after eyes and stuff in the pile and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But anyway, regardless, that type of cheap shit needs to get out of the game.
I'm going to hit you with some quick hits real quick, Giggity.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. Doctors clear Russell Wilson to play in Week 10. With him coming back, do you see anything different happening with Seattle?
I mean, they are a completely different team with him on the field. But I mean, the defense needs to step up. I mean, I don't know. They're a good team. I don't think that they're capable of winning a Super Bowl with the way that they're currently constructed. But I don't know. Russell Wilson is a difference maker. He makes that team go. That team runs through him. But I mean, they're on a bye, right? The 3-5. They're a little bit behind in the standings. I think they're even a little bit behind in the wild card standings. Yeah, they're definitely not winning their division. They're 4 games back of the Rams. So got to be in the wild card, but the Rams are going to be one wild card of the Cardinals, either one. Well, I don't know. It looks like they're in the thick of things for a wild card spot. They're 1 game out from that, but there's there's 5 or 6 teams that have 3 wins. I think that he rights the ship. He makes them better. He's the best quarterback on the roster, like hands down. It's not even close. They play the Packers this week. They play the Cardinals after that, but then their schedule gets kind of easy, right? So it's Washington, 49ers, Texans. Play the Rams, which is a division game, so they should be in that. But then they finish the season with the Bears and the Lions, and then they might play the Cardinals the last week of the season where the Cardinals don't have anything to play for. So I don't know. I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there that they're going to be a wild card team. But if Russell Wilson comes back too early and hurts himself, they're not making the playoffs without him.
So with him coming back, would you continue to sit him out, or would you go ahead and let him play?
I mean, if he's healthy and he's clear to play, then yeah, play him. But if he's hurt or anything, where he could get hurt again or anything like that, no, you can't risk it. He is too valuable to that team to risk, I think.
Okay. David Montgomery is coming back off the IR for the Bears. Does this help them out and give them any type of advantage in the division?
No. Unfortunately, they're not going to even contend in their division. The Packers are too good, and the Vikings are a way better team than they are. The Vikings have just had the worst luck. They're a good team. They play everybody tough, and they just can't get the job done. So, yeah, I'm not worried about the Bears. This might help some fantasy players. It might improve Justin Fields a little bit, getting a better run game. But I don't think that this takes them anywhere. It definitely doesn't put them over the top. I'm not worried about it.
Chase Edmonds has a high ankle sprain and is possibly being placed on the IR. Does this hurt the Cardinals?
Not any more than it would if Kyler Murray can't play. I think Kyler Murray is the one that we're really concerned with. Colt McCoy came in and played well. He looked pretty good, but he's not somebody you can rely on to take the team on his back. Chase Edmonds is a good player, but I mean, I said it before the season. James Conner is the difference maker on that team. He had 3 touchdowns yesterday and 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown. I think that puts him at 12 touchdowns for the season. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I don't think it matters having Chase Edmonds get hurt. We didn't even miss him yesterday, I don't think. I'm not worried about it.
I'm trying to see right now where Mr. Connor is. I know he has 10 rushing. And if they will get to it. No. It's not showing it. I guess I could just click on his name. I'm being lazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm showing what's this? 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. He's got 11 touchdowns. I thought it was 12. My bad.
Okay.
But he didn't play the first 2 weeks of the season.
This is true.
Or no, he didn't score. I'm sorry. He didn't score the first 2 weeks of the season. He did play, but not very well. But the last, let's see, the last 4 weeks, he scored 6 touchdowns. Well, we'll just do the last 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks, he scored 6 touchdowns. 3 this weekend against the 49ers, who are supposed to be pretty good defense, and he torched them. He had 21 rushing attempts for 96 yards, and he had 5 receptions for 77 yards. So I don't think we're going to miss Chase Edmonds at all. James Conner looks really good right now.
Here we are Monday after he was released from the Browns. Odell Beckham, still no news of being signed. You still confident in who you originally picked?
Originally picked for what?
To pick him up?
Where did I say he was going to go?
I believe you said the Saints, since they were having the highest.
Oh yeah, because they were the ones that almost traded for him right before the deadline. So
right.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult for him to go there with no quarterback. I'm not sure why he would go somewhere that doesn't have a quarterback. So that, I don't know. I don't think he's going to go to the Saints.
So I know reports said that Monday is when they claim him. I'm kind of thinking it's Tuesday when people can start claiming him, since the week is still going on with the Monday night game going. I just thought about this right now. Could you see him going to the Bears?
No. I'm thinking now he could go to he could go back to the Giants. Miami, he could go there, but they don't have a quarterback.
All right.
Philadelphia. Las Vegas, I guess. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
I know that Von Miller's been trying to recruit him to go to the Rams.
That'd be nice.
I don't know where he would play. I mean, I guess he could take Van Jefferson's spot. But I don't know. That offense works pretty well. It didn't work last night, but it works pretty well normally.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see Pittsburgh. I don't see Kansas City. I don't think he's going to Jacksonville, Cincinnati. I don't think he's going to Baltimore. He could go to Baltimore.
I keep hearing Baltimore, and I think you mentioned it before when we talked about it. I think Green Bay would probably be a decent fit for him.
Green Bay would be very good. He would have a great quarterback, and he would have a great
who throws him the ball.
Right.
So
and I think he'd be an upgrade over anybody else that the Packers have on the roster as a number 2.
I want to go ahead and say Green Bay. Changing whatever I may have said before, I want to say Green Bay for the rest of the year, free agent after this year.
I'm with you on that. That sounds good to me.
Cool. Put it on the board. Oh, wait, we don't have an intern.
Yeah, I was about to yell at the intern, but her desk is empty.
Yeah.
The light's not on. I don't know what happened.
Tramp hasn't showed up to work in weeks.
God, man, it's so weird. Those words, "you're fired," it's just weird. People stop showing up.
Serious.
Yeah, people stop showing up after you say that shit.
What's weird is we still have the same pot of coffee in the coffee pot that was here that day. Like, You mean to tell me that shit doesn't change itself?
Right. I thought it was magic. It doesn't work like that.
Man.
It's like that TikTok video where that dude has a magic coffee table.
Yes.
Have you seen that? Where he just piles? He's like, I just pile all kinds of shit on the coffee table. Sometimes I just push it just to see what happens, and the next day, it's completely clean. Oh,
so
man.
bullshit game for tonight. We have Chicago versus Pittsburgh. You care? You got
No.
anything on it?
No, I'm going to transition into baseball.
Go for it.
So the World Series banners are being printed. The rings are being made in Atlanta, and everyone else is gearing up for the hot stove issues and free agent shortstops that are coming up. So it's already been noted that the Astros have offered Carlos Correa a 5-year, $160 million contract, averages out to $32 million a season.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do I think that is about what he's worth, I also think that he's not going to take it. I think the Yankees are going to be they're going to offer somewhere in the neighborhood of $35 to $36 million a season. And then there's going to be a bidding war. Some reports that I read are saying that he's going to go to Detroit for 10 years, $350 million. I don't know why he would do that.
Take it.
I mean, as an Astros fan, I hope the Astros do not offer any more than what they have already offered.
I think them giving him 4 offers already is enough. I think what they're offering him is fair to try to keep him in Houston. You know, he's had, of course, his entire career here. He has a great relationship with Jose Altuve. He's been reported as a positive leader. He's taken the 2017 scandal on the chin and has stand up for this team many years now, and kind of backed it up a little bit this year for the most part. Do I want him to stay in Houston? Absolutely. But
of course,
is he going to leave? I'm with you. He's leaving. He's chasing that payday. He's already got a ring. Wherever he goes, is he going to get another one? I don't see the Yankees getting one, especially under the management of Aaron Boone. They've already spent almost $1 billion, it seems like, on outstanding players at every level of their field, and they can't get into the World Series. When was the last time the Yankees were in the World Series?
I don't even remember.
Right.
I think A-Rod was still on the team.
Probably 08, 09.
Yeah, I thought it was 07, but yeah, whatever.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, do they have an impressive team? Yes. Adding Carlos Correa on that, would it be an impressive team? Absolutely. But does that help them out?
Not necessarily. It says the last time they were in the World Series was 2009.
So if he's wanting to go for the historic value and the payday, by all means, go to the Yankees. Go to the Yankees, enjoy your career.
I feel like for whatever reason, like Latin players are like drawn to play for the Yankees, and I think just because, you know, when you live in those other countries, that's probably the team that you hear about the most. And so as a kid, they probably always dream about playing for the Yankees. And so I'm not going to fault Carlos Correa for wanting to go play for like the team of his childhood dreams, especially when, you know, they're going to offer the highest contract. So
right.
I can't fault him for that. But I think on an Astros standpoint, the rumors that I'm reading are that Trevor Story could be available for 5 years, $110 million. Number wise, his stats are better than Carlos Correa. He's a year older than Carlos, almost 2 years older than Carlos. But if you can get him on the cheap, I think it puts your lineup right back where it was, and he's a better hitter than Carlos Correa.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, obviously I would prefer Carlos played for the Astros.
Of course.
That's my thought. But If you can get a player that's better for cheaper and you have no shot at signing Carlos Correa, then I'm fine with that.
Could you imagine though, Correa in a Yankees uniform, the Subway Series between them and the Mets, Lindor versus Correa? I think
Uh,
that would be an awesome matchup. I
yeah, I mean,
mean,
I
for a
guess.
marketing standpoint, I guess. And then like even if both teams were to make the World Series, like that would be awesome. Um, I don't know. But then again, I think Lindor is overhyped. So
I mean, yeah, he didn't hit worth a shit this year.
well, and see, this goes back to what you and I talked about off camera. Like Correa's wanting Lindor money, he's wanting this fat contract, but I think as teams are starting to see like paying these 10-year contracts, fucking 40 plus million, you're wasting money. You are wasting money right then and there, right?
Yeah.
Because I can't think of any player that played 10 consecutive years and was outstanding 10 consecutive years to where Golden Glove, batting awards, MVP. Like I've never seen it, and if it's out there, well, then that's on me for not doing my homework. But
No, the only player that I have seen that was worthy of like a 10-year contract was Albert Pujols. But he was worthy of a 10-year contract after his rookie season,
yeah,
right? After that, I mean, I think his rookie year he did really well, and then he signed a 5-year contract, and then after that he signed a 10-year contract. Um, I think had you signed him to a 10-year contract after his rookie season, that would have probably been the only one that was actually worth giving a player 10 years. I think Alex Rodriguez, when he signed his $10 million deal with the Rangers, I think his entire contract was worth it. But the problem is that it handcuffed the franchise. They were not able to pay anyone else to play around uh, Alex Rodriguez. And I think that ended up costing them. So the contract wasn't bad because he's a good player, or he was a good
right.
player for the contract, but not being able to sign anyone else, it wasn't good enough to have just one great player.
Well, and you
So,
would like to think owners paid attention to that contract deal from the past and hopefully learn off of that, as well as many others. I mean, again, I don't think Lindor should have been paid what he got paid. Um, I don't think Carlos Correa should get a 10-year deal for $42 million. I think what the Astros have offered him is super fucking fair, especially for them to come at him 4 times. And the first 2 times he called them disrespectful contracts, which, bro, you've had 2 good seasons. You've had 2 amazing seasons. You had a season where you were out because your masseuse broke your back or some shit, right? Then you had the 2020 season to where you weren't really much of anything. You had a great year this year. You were blah in the playoffs. I mean, I was comparing you to James Harden in the playoffs this season.
yeah.
So, I mean, I think if Carlos Correa would have came out and been the dominator in every part of the postseason this season, then you have a stronger argument to say this guy is the reason why the Astros won their second championship. He deserves X amount of dollars.
Yep.
But
I'm
he
with
didn't
you
do
on
that.
that.
He didn't do that.
He did not.
Now, take him out of this season. Do the Astros still make as far as they did? That's the question that a lot of people can debate on, right? Yes or no. I'm not going to go into it, but the fact of the matter is the season ended the way it did. Carlos Correa is going to want a fuck ton of money for bullshit play. I don't think he deserves it. But any dumbass who's willing to open up his wallet and give him that amount for 10 years, you're the fucking sucker.
Yep. I'm with you. Um, I'm looking at stats for Carlos Correa and Trevor Story, and they are fairly similar. Like plate appearances, at bats, batting average, hits, runs. Or that's where the difference comes. Like so, Carlos Correa, since this is well, so it shows Carlos Correa has 7 seasons while Trevor Story has 6. Right? So that's your first like, hey, Correa has an entire season over Trevor Story. So Correa, for having an entire season over Trevor Story, Correa only has 13 more hits. Okay.
Okay.
But this is where the difference starts. Trevor Story has 463 runs to Carlos Correa's 438. Story has 158 home runs to Correa's 133.
Okay.
Correa has 49 more RBIs, right? 489 RBIs to 450. But Correa has played an entire season more than Trevor Story.
Wow.
But doubles, Trevor Story has 18 more. Triples, Trevor Story has 19 more. Walks, Carlos Correa has way more than Trevor Story, 347 to 266. So that's a huge difference. Trevor Story strikes out a lot more, but Trevor Story has more stolen bases. He's got his on-base percentage is right there with Carlos Correa. Slugging percentage is 50 points more than Carlos Correa. On-base plus slugging is 30% more for Trevor Story. I mean, you're not missing much. If you go with Trevor Story, you're not missing much.
Yeah, it's not a loss.
People are going to play, oh my God, he plays in Colorado. His numbers are inflated. He'll bat 81 times for 81 games in Minute Maid Park. Minute Maid Park is historically a hitter's park. So,
yep.
I'm not. I don't know. I think, look, like I said, I don't want to go with Trevor Story over Carlos Correa. I don't want to, but if I'm forced to, Trevor Story is not that big a drop off.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad if we were to go and get Trevor Story. I wouldn't be mad about it. Would it suck Carlos Correa isn't there and the camaraderie that him and Altuve have and whatever, you know what? They'll get over it. Just like Houston got over when George Springer left. Like, yeah, a couple of tears were shed here and there, but midway through the season when you saw he was injured and not playing for the Blue Jays, you practically forgot about him.
Yep.
So we've done the same thing when Roy O was here. When Roy O left and went to Philadelphia?
So full disclosure, I hate Roy Oswalt for doing that.
Well,
he came out and said that I'm not going to waste my prime career years on a team that sucks. I want to be traded.
Well,
and so I hate him for that.
How'd that work out for him?
Not very well. They lost.
Right.
So
I mean,
what he deserves, I think.
Same thing with Lance, right? When Lance left
but Lance, no, it's not the same thing with Lance Berkman. Lance Berkman did not request to be traded. He was traded on his own. Like, they traded him on their own. They got rid of him. That was not.
Oh, I thought he wanted out.
No. Lance Berkman was happy playing for the Astros. He got traded to the Yankees and did absolutely nothing. And then I don't blame him for signing a free agent contract with the Cardinals because the Astros didn't want him. And then what did he do with the Cardinals?
He won
the World Series. So there you go.
Anybody else in the free agency that will be a surprise wherever they go?
I mean, I'm looking at some of these players. I mean, Marcus Semien, they're projected he's going to sign with the Yankees. Javier Baez, they're saying he's going to re-sign with the Mets. I'm trying to sort by age here. There are some younger players. I'm just kind of scanning through real quick, see if I can find anybody. No, I think it's going to be a surprise. Like if Corey Seager signs with anybody that's not the Dodgers. So the left-handed pitcher for the Dodgers, his name is escaping me.
Scherzer?
No, left-handed pitcher, the other one.
Oh.
What the hell's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Clayton Kershaw. Good God.
Okay.
If Clayton Kershaw doesn't sign with the Dodgers, I would be surprised, even though the Dodgers didn't exercise the team option they had for him, letting him become a free agent. I would be shocked if he doesn't sign with the Dodgers. Syndergaard is a free agent.
He's staying with the Mets.
I would be surprised if he's not re-signed by the Mets. Nick Castellanos, he opted out with Cincinnati, became a free agent. He's somebody that needs to be signed. That's a good player there. He's 30 years old. He plays well in the outfield. Um, he's not going back with the Reds. That's not going to happen. So that'd be a good pickup for somebody. Robbie Ray is a free agent. He's not going to re-sign with the Blue Jays. It's a good pitcher to go after. Man, I don't know. Like, there's nobody that's jumping out to me that's like, okay, you signed that guy. Okay, there you go. Marcus Stroman. If a player like him signs with almost any franchise, he is an ace overnight.
Yeah.
That's a difference maker. I think Kevin Gossman is a difference maker. I don't know. I think he's going to re-sign with the Braves though, so I don't think you got to worry about that. I mean, that's pretty much it. Everybody else is kind of. I mean, maybe Chris Taylor, but I don't think he's going to sign anywhere that's not with the Dodgers. So you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I don't think anybody's changing teams. It's going to be too crazy.
I think the number one thing we have to worry about is what's going to happen December 1st, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. We're not
Possible lockout is on the table.
True.
If that and a lot of people, like, I'm already hearing like news stations report, oh, we haven't heard anything yet. We're a week into the postseason or the off season and blah blah blah. You're probably not going to hear anything until after December 1st, right?
Yeah, so, and then I mean, look at how long it took some teams to sign players this season. There were players that weren't even signed until like April, right? Like, when did JD Martinez sign with the Red Sox? You know what I mean? Like, how long did that take? So I think it's going to be another repeat of that. COVID stuff going on still, and players signing smaller than average contracts because of TV deals and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting December 1st. But I think right now it's too early to tell what's actually going to happen. You got any bets for tonight?
Yep. Looking at it right now, I'm on rrsportsbetting.com. I'm looking at NHL for tonight. Those of y'all who are keeping track with me right now. Oh, let's see. Currently, over and unders for this, just for the month of November, I'm 63% correct on my over and unders and 63% correct on my money lines for NHL. Let's see, 22 out of 35 and 22 out of 35 on both of them. So those of y'all who are counting at home, that's winning for the most part. Tonight, we only have 3 games going. We got Florida versus New York, Buffalo versus Washington, Los Angeles versus Toronto. I just put everything into my handy-dandy spreadsheet, as we do here at Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. And if I was to bet, because I'm not really seeing anything, you look at the Florida and Rangers game, they're both money line is minus 110, which is very rare to see. So I'm probably not going to touch that game as far as money lines. I may take the over-under. I'm going to go with under. They're sitting at 5.5 on that right now. I'm projecting the total score to be around 4, with Florida winning 3-1. Buffalo, Washington. I'm looking at Washington. I'm gonna take Washington on money line on that one. Over unders at 5.5. I'm probably not going to touch that one. And then Los Angeles Kings and Toronto Maple Leafs. They're sitting at 5.5 or over under. I've got Toronto just dominating on this one, and I'm going to take them on the money line.
Okay. Yeah, I heard you saying that the money line minus 110 for both teams. Yeah, that's fucking tough.
Yeah. So normally I don't do that one. We did have interesting hockey this past weekend. Carolina received their first loss of the season. They were undefeated up to this point, and I believe they lost Saturday to Florida. Let me double check. Yeah, they lost to Florida 5-2. Panthers are sitting at 10-0-1 right now, with an overtime loss that they had. It's been an interesting season so far. Some of them are starting to run away with their positions. A lot of them, you're already expecting it. I know Buffalo came out kind of a little bit on a hot streak, and people were surprised with them. But now they're showing to be what everybody expected Buffalo to be. Let's see. Buffalo is currently sitting at 5-6. Yeah. Arizona got their first win this past weekend. They're sitting at 1-11 right now. And I know all you hockey fans out, oh, you're not counting the overtime loss. Yeah, I don't do that. I just do wins losses. It makes it simple.
Yeah, I think the whole way that the hockey people are doing standings is stupid.
With the updated power rankings that I have, Florida has moved up to the number 1 spot. Carolina has moved down to the number 2 spot. Biggest jump I have is 8 spots right now with Anaheim Ducks. They have jumped up to the 8th spot.
Wow.
Just like NBA, we still have a ton of hockey left. Still watching Ovechkin, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm horrible with names. Y'all know that.
Alexander Ovechkin, is that right?
On his all-time goals record. I think he's probably going to top out the list before he retires. Oh, we'll see. So Gretzky is sitting at the top. Why is my mic fucking up?
Uh-oh. Problems.
Oh, yeah, that's my little hockey updates, and I'll post all these on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you're following along at home, just do it on rrsportsbetting.com. I tried to tell y'all, they're giving away $100 free right now if you sign up with 2 Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. If you just use the code Wannabe, $100, no deposit needed. It's their money that you're playing with, and if you win cash money.
Yep.
In your pocket, in your PayPal, in your Venmo, however you want to get paid. They pay every Monday.
Yeah, no deposit required. They settle up every Monday, and they're spot on. If they owe you money, that money gets there before you even think about it.
But Zach, Ed, it's not legal. It is 100% legal.
Yep.
Talk to these guys. They are willing to answer your text messages with the number that we have right there.
Yep. Yeah.
Text them. They'll talk to you.
877 bet and win. Text Wannabe. That way they know that you're coming from a reputable site. That if you have any questions, any concerns, anything, text those guys. Ask them.
I've been a member with them for 2 years now and have not had one negative thing to say. And I'm not saying it because we're talking about them on the show. I'm telling you, they are like completely legit, great guys.
Yep.
Pay out. They're honest. No shade throwing. So check them out. rrsportsbetting.com. We have the links in the bio. If you can't find them, text us, email us, let us know. We'll help you out the best way we can.
Yep. Yeah, we'll help you get in touch with them. I mean, obviously, the best way is through that phone number. That's how we talk to them, right? So, I don't know, man. It's just if $100 free doesn't get you to play, like I don't know what else you're waiting for.
I don't know.
That's how you should start. If you're uncomfortable, start by betting with somebody else's money. Makes total sense to me. And if you follow Ed on his hockey picks, you're making money. If you're new to betting on sports, you only have to win like 56% or 55%, and that makes you a winning bettor.
Yep.
That's if you're making, the same wager, the same, money wager on every bet. You only have to win on 55% of your bets, and that way you're a winning bettor. It's real easy. I mean, we're not millionaires, so we're not betting thousands of dollars on every game. No. And so that's why we're not moving the needle. But we're making a little money here and there. It's not a big deal.
That's another thing with our sports betting. You don't have to bet $100, $150, $200. You can bet as low as $10.
Yep.
You do a 6-game parlay on $10 and hit, you're getting paid.
Well, just to let you know, this week, if the Houston Texans had actually showed up and decided that they wanted to play football this week, I would have been set. I took a parlay, $25 parlay. I took the Giants money line. I took the Falcons money line, and I took the Browns money line. I also took New Orleans, Atlanta over 42.5, and I took Houston money line, which they shit the bed. But that $25 bet would have yielded me $1,750. So you don't have to bet a lot of money to win a lot of money.
No.
Just bet a little bit, you can win. It's not a big deal. Any NBA games you're interested in? I got one that I want to watch.
What you got?
Two. Nets Bulls.
Ooh.
I want to see how the Bulls defense will do against the juggernaut offense that is the Nets. Kevin Durant can score 30. James Harden can score 30. I want to see how they shut down that offense. And then Miami Heat, Denver Nuggets. I want to watch that game. It's going to be the Heat on the road. They stumbled a little bit. They bounced back. They're 7-2. They're in my power rankings. I want to see how they do against Jokic. I don't know how to say his name, but I want to see how they do against him, former MVP. And to me, the Heat are so good. They haven't completely gelled yet, and I want to see how they do against a good team on the road. But those are the two games I'm interested in. I mean, there's Hawks Warriors. I don't really care. I think the Warriors will just walk away with that. The Lakers are playing the Hornets, so who cares? Suns Kings, not really worried about that game. Knicks 76ers could be kind of a big deal, but I'm more worried about Nets Bulls.
I actually care about the Charlotte Lakers game. Charlotte's on a 4-game losing streak. They're going against a team with no LeBron, possibly no Anthony Davis. I've told you, I love watching Charlotte's basketball. Like, I've been watching them, and they keep losing and here and there. Miles Bridges is just dominating. Like, this kid, 22.5 points per game. Like, he's doing something. And with Melo out there too, I see the Hornets breaking their losing streak and winning this game against the Lakers. But LA.
I don't think the game matters, right? Because you just said LeBron James isn't playing. Anthony Davis might not play. But I think once you take those two guys out, Charlotte better win.
Every win counts, sir.
They do at the end of the game, or at the end of the day. But what I'm saying is that does this tell you if Charlotte beats the Lakers, does that tell you that they're better than the Lakers?
No,
not at all. This just is a gimme game for Charlotte, and it's, hey, let's see what our bench players can do. Because if LA wins this game, that tells you that Charlotte is garbage.
This is true. But also, again, though, you can't completely say, and I feel like all we do now is talk Laker talk when we talk basketball here, and rightfully so, because with the all-star team that it is, and that's where I'm leading to. With an all-star team like this, even without LeBron, even without Davis, this is how this team was designed. In the event that those two are hurting out, you have superstars to step up and fill their gaps, right? DeAndre Jordan, center. Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony. Like, those three right there. Dwight Howard coming off the bench. Rondo. Like, these are players that should be able to fill the gaps whenever those two aren't there, or vice versa. When somebody else is not there, you have another big name to come in there and dominate. Yep. So in all reality, if this young Charlotte's team comes and beats up the ARP of Los Angeles and wins, like, I think it says a little bit about what the Lakers have. It's a bigger embarrassment for the Lakers to lose than Charlotte to lose.
I don't think so. I mean, like you're saying, because if you look at across the NBA and you just decide tonight, you know what? We're going to make you play a game against a team that's on the bottom of the barrel, right? They're a younger up and coming team, but we're going to take away your two top scoring players. I think every team in the NBA would be like, okay, well, that's going to be an uphill battle. If we're able to win, that shows a lot more about us than it is if the other team is able to beat us. So I think maybe you're looking at it wrong. I agree with you. The players that you named off, those are household names, but those were household names, 5 and 6 years ago, as opposed to now. Russell Westbrook obviously is still a player now, but I mean, if you did that to any team, if you did that to the Heat, you told him Kyle Lowry, he's not going to play, right? I think that's enough for Heat fans to be like, well, damn, that's going to be tough for us to overcome no matter who we're playing. You know what I mean? And now you're saying, we'll take away LeBron and Anthony Davis, and if Charlotte wins, then that says that the Lakers suck. I don't agree with that.
No. It doesn't say that they suck, but they need to be worried because their backup secondary can't win without those two. That's scary. Miami can win without Lowry. They did it last year. Lowry wasn't there. They did it the year before. So
yeah, but I mean, you're saying that you're going to take away MVP candidates from a roster, and then that says more about the team they're playing. I don't agree.
No. What I'm saying is the powerhouse that is Los Angeles, with the massive team members that they have there, all veterans, all all-stars. Most of them were on the U.S. Olympic team, right? That speaks volumes as far as the talent-wise. So even if you take out LeBron and AD from that team, you still have Olympic gold medalists on there, all-stars, compared to a new baby's ass Charlotte Hornets. And if that Charlotte's Hornets team can beat out those vets, those people who have been in this game for years and can't step up because LeBron and AD are out, that's a problem. That shows you have a major weakness on that powerhouse team.
But what I'm saying is, though, don't we agree that the Hornets have good pieces?
Hornets do have good pieces. And you look at the record, they're only one game behind Los Angeles, 5-5 to 4-6.
Right. So I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, so why are we like LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges, Gordon Hayward? I don't understand why we're going to look at this team any different. Like, if they beat the Lakers when the Lakers are fully healthy, that says a lot.
I will agree with you on
right?
that. If AD and LeBron are there, yes.
What I'm saying is, I feel like if Charlotte wins tonight, which I think they will, if AD and LeBron don't play, then Charlotte should win. And if they don't win, I think it says a hell of a lot more about Charlotte in their development than it does about the Lakers.
So what if AD plays?
What I'm saying is, I am fully predicting that the Hornets are going to win this game.
What if AD plays?
If Anthony Davis plays and Charlotte wins by a couple points, I mean, yeah, that says a lot, but I don't think it's like, I don't think the Lakers are in trouble, I guess is what I'm saying. Because even if they lose this game, do you think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs?
I honestly don't think they're going to make playoffs this year.
Ooh.
If they do, they're going to squeak in number 8 seed.
No, I think they'll be 5 or better. And, I don't know. I'm trying to find the line for this game, but I need to go to RR real quick.
I'm probably getting labeled as like a Lakers hater.
Yeah.
Right.
You are. It's fine. I mean, really, you're just a LeBron hater. That's really what it is.
On the court, no. We've gone over this many times.
I know. I don't know how you could hate him off the court because he does a lot of cool shit. I mean,
he does. His eye promise is great. Believe it or not, I kind of like The Shop. It's a good show. Just when he talks sometimes, I wish he would shut the fuck up.
All right, so here we go. Lakers. Oh, there's not a line on the Lakers because they don't know who's playing. Well, that's stupid. Well, shit. You'd be surprised to know that the Chicago Bulls are favored tonight.
By 1.5.
Yeah.
I can see Chicago winning this one. I didn't look at the injury report. I don't know who's out, but I could see Chicago winning it.
Yeah, maybe.
This is the problem with basketball, baseball, hockey, I guess any sport. You look at it and how early on we still are into the seasons, and like we're dissecting
football. Even football is like that right
now.
We don't know what's
we're dissecting this like the finals are tomorrow.
Right.
But I still think though, like even with these long seasons, how you start is just as important as you finish, right? Because how you start, as long as they continue to carry it on with no injuries. Now I know I'm speaking in perfect world terms, but you need to see how a team performs throughout the season, right? And seeing big games like Chicago and Brooklyn, Lakers and whoever, right? Those are important games because that gives you something to feed back on as far as what to expect if these teams play again in the playoffs, or to determine which one is going to the playoffs, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, to me, it shows like the Lakers game tonight. It's going to show if LeBron has a bad shooting night, can Russell Westbrook pick up the rest of the team?
Right.
If LeBron gets an injury in a playoff series, can AD pick up the team? That's what it's going to show. But I guess what I'm saying is that that's going to be in a playoff series. Do you think that players like Russell Westbrook are going to get jacked up for a regular season game, or they're going to get jacked up for Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals?
True.
You know what I'm saying? And so it'll show you a little bit, but I think it just shows you more of the mental makeup of the player. I don't know. I mean, I think Charlotte's going to win tonight, so we'll see what happens.
Let us know below.
Yep.
Well, the next time that you're standing in line for the glory hole and you need some conversational pieces,
I need some more glory hole.
I got a fever. The only prescription is more glory hole. Go ahead and tell them about Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports.
Yeah. Hey, and the next time you're in the movie theater and it's still the previews, go ahead and let Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports play. Actually, no. Don't do that.
I was about to get mad. I'm like, no.
That's
do not do that during my previews, damn it.
No.
I missed a full year of no previews. I'm watching my previews. You put that motherfucker on silent like that fucking bag of popcorn just told you on the screen.
True.
Put it on silent.
Silence is golden in the theater. But if you're on a city bus,
oh, absolutely,
go ahead and let us play, man. And then when people are like, man, who are those guys? You tell them. It's Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. Look them up on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok,
Google Podcast,
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Wait.
Hub.
We'll get there.
782. Guys, we appreciate everything y'all have done. Remember, check us out on all things social media. SoHo Poker Club tournament, December 4th. Go to Facebook to find out the rules so you can get in on that drawing and get a free seat.
That's right.
Don't miss out on it.
And you're paying $25. You get a shirt, which is enough already. But you're also going to get a raffle ticket to try to get a free seat in a $10,000 one-day tournament. Pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh.
This has been another episode of Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. I'm Ed.
I'm Zach.
And we'll see you next time, assholes.
Always the GOAT.